there. Oh, this is history. Paul, look, I'm throwing the baton to you. We're going to break in 3 minutes. You stay on them. You heard them. Dominic Betting, who's held up in the train, he's going. He's already on record. The other guys, the gauntlets down, they're going. I said, you're going to let them break in the nose, going to intimidate you? We've now confirmed, Watson, I don't care how much background noise. You've got the floor. Go into overdrive if it's needed. I'm skybound. Everybody pray for the people there. Big protest, high noon tomorrow. Paul, we love you. You've got the baton. Paul Watson, Aaron Dykes, Infowars.com. We got to go up in our article that's on drugs. They've already assaulted members of parliament. We're breaking the Berlin Wall of info. We're getting it out to everybody. God bless you all. Stay with us. Paul Watson.
Good to be on the air, Alex. Yeah, we basically got eyewitnesses to all of this, and we'll try and get them on the air as and when possible, but it's pretty hectic, as you can tell. Yeah, the EU member of parliament attempted to enter the Bilderberg hotel, and according to eyewitnesses, he was shoved to the ground and bloodied his nose. One even said that they broke his nose, and his name was Mario Borghesio, and that is already in, I believe, The Guardian. I think it's Charlie Skelton, but it might be somebody else in The Guardian that's reported that. Also, just literally 2 minutes ago, we were talking to Alex from Info Creek, and he was saying that there was a standoff down at the hotel where some protesters tried to go down because there's an area above the police tape which is on a hill, which is where me and Aaron were filming from earlier with the helicopter footage. We've actually got a Bilderberg member entering and leaving that helicopter on video. And Alex said that there was a standoff between demonstrators and the police there, and that it started to get quite ugly. And I think we're going to get Alex from Info Creek on the air right now to explain that, because he was an eyewitness to it, and he can explain it in more detail.
So we saw this little group trying to walk towards the hotel. They walked from top down the grassy hill. The police confirmed to us it's private. We're not supposed to be there. We're not allowed to be there. And two of these guys, they wore bright yellow vests, so they made a point to be seen. They were not sneaking in. They were walking right up there. And there's this one security checkpoint with police and a police dog, and you saw them gathering their troops and kind of not really knowing what to do. And they brought the dogs in, so it's one of my guys is shooting all of this. I got most of it on tape, and I don't want to go into more details because there could be something big happening. I don't want to give anything away and warn anybody, but.
We're back live. It's the Alex Jones Show, broadcasting from St. Moritz, Switzerland, where just up the hill from the Bilderberg Hotel, the Savretta, looking out across the beautiful mountains of St. Moritz, and we've literally got breaking bombshell after bombshell story. You heard earlier about the EU member of Parliament who actually tried to enter the Bilderberg Hotel and was basically roughed up by the police. There's talk that they broke his nose. Yeah, and we're gonna go to Dominic of We Are Changed Switzerland now to discuss this matter of the EU member of Parliament who tried to enter the Bilderberg Hotel at the Savretta and was roughed up by the police. Dominic, can you just explain to us who the EU member of Parliament was and what happened at the Bilderberg Hotel?
It was just the news on the mainstream that Mario Borghesio, the one who invited Daniel Estolin into the European Parliament, speak about the Bilderberg agenda a year ago. He was coming up to the Savretta Hotel, and he was smashed by cops, and his nose was bleeding, the newspapers say, but I cannot get the right source. I cannot tell you if it's true or not, but this is what the media say.
Thank you. That was Dominic from We Are Changed Switzerland. Yeah, so basically we've got several eyewitnesses that are saying that this EU member of Parliament tried to enter the building. He presented his credentials, but then he was met with significant resistance from the police there guarding the hotel building. And we're going to move on now and talk to Aaron Dykes, who's just been out trying to gather up more individuals from this hectic event here just up the hill from the Bilderberg Hotel. So we're going to go live now to Aaron Dykes to discuss latest developments here at the scene of the info war.
Hello, this is Aaron Dykes here, again reporting live from St. Moritz, Switzerland, and I'm totally outraged at the way they beat back the press, the fact that they've actually bloodied the nose of a European Parliament member, but it's going to backfire on the Bilderberg group, because when a tyranny shows its tyranny and starts to use violence against nonviolent people, you're going to get the Gandhi effect. You're going to get the blatant show of force demonstrating how tyrannical, how anti-democratic the Bilderberg group and other people of their ilk are. It's totally outrageous. At the same time, local activists here in Switzerland, like Dominique sitting next to me, and like the elected representatives in the Swiss parliament or the Swiss body, they've really done good work in writing a letter, putting the police on notice not to intimidate the press, to allow people to freely express themselves, to film the building, to film police around them, and to show what's going on. Though they meet in secret, though they don't make a public statement, the Bilderberg group are a tyrannical force. They're using various forms of violence directly through the police force, but around the world, their economic their economic policies, that's a form of violence, beating down the living standards of people as they consolidate wealth and control political power throughout the business and political world. Other news in the United States, two of the biggest politicians, Hillary Clinton and Texas Governor Rick Perry, though they are not attending here at the Bilderberg group, they are, and a part of Rick Perry, he's announced that he's most likely going to run for president. Right now, they're kind of floating media statements, gathering buzz. The Newt Gingrich campaign has totally fallen flat. It gained no traction at all, partly because of him speaking out against Representative Ryan's budget, and also just the fact that he's a well-known shill for the globalist movements. Although he's not been friendly with the Bilderberg group, he's still quite in lockstep with their agenda. He's been for carbon taxes. All that has worked against Newt Gingrich. And so we've seen his very high-powered political advisors leaving his campaign and getting ready to get behind Texas Governor Rick Perry. And that's very important because in 2007, Rick Perry flew over to Istanbul, joined the Bilderberg group, met with them, and he has effectively been pre-selected. He's been vetted as a good potential presidential candidate, and he's most likely going to be running in 2012. That's further important. That's further important because Rick Perry has really put on airs of being a grassroots conservative, of being a sort of Tea Party-esque person, his statements about succession. So get ready to see him be a big preaching the rhetoric of the grassroots while working entirely for the globalists. At the same time, Hillary Clinton has announced she wants to be the next head of the World Bank. Every head of the World Bank for the last while has been a member of Bilderberg, from Wolfenson to Wolfowitz to Robert Zoellick, and now if Hillary Clinton does become the next World Bank president, it'll be very telling. She's been to at least 3 Bilderberg meetings. We'll be back after the break. Infowars.com. We are back at Infowars.com. This is Aaron Dykes reporting live from St. Moritz, Switzerland. We have a rare opportunity today because there are literally more than 100 activists here at a live speaking event, which is in all German, which is why we're not covering it directly. We've had on members of the Swiss Parliament. Perhaps we're expecting another arrival of a Swiss Parliament member, Dominique Beddick, imminently. Hopefully he will come on. We also have Luke Radowski coming up and other activists. We were just talking about some of the high-level U.S. politicians who've previously been to Bilderberg meetings who are now moving up to higher positions. One of them is Texas Governor Rick Perry, a very close Bush minion who was made, if you will, by Karl Rove back in the mid-'80s. He used to be a Democrat. Karl Rove convinced him, along with people like Senator Phil Gramm, to flip to Republican, and he only has gained in power and acumen since. Rick Perry is now the longest-serving Texas governor. Also, Hillary Clinton has announced today, it's been on the top of the Drudge Report, the biggest alternative news website anywhere in the world, that she wants to be the next head of the World Bank. Sure, that would be a milestone for it to be the first woman, but she's entirely a Bilderberg minion and total globalist, just like her husband Bill Clinton. Just as he has announced he wants to be the head of the United Nations, Hillary Clinton now wants the power of a huge bank that works in conjunction with the IMF to really put third world countries, developing countries into economic enslavement, really continuing what used to be a colonialism pattern. And now through the bailouts and other arrangements in Europe, many of these countries are being brought to bear. Switzerland itself is fighting in an island of the EU not to accept the EU currency, not to join the European Union, to keep their sovereignty. And why not? They have one of the highest living standards anywhere in the world. So we should stand with the Switzerland people. There's really great We Are Change activist group here on the ground in Switzerland from all the different major cities. Really incredible, even though they have some of the big globalist banks like the Bank of International Settlement. But it would be really interesting if Hillary took the World Bank position. Of course, the past several World Bank heads have all been Bilderberg attendees, most of them perennial, most of them every single year. That includes James Wolfenson, a multi-generational servant of the Rothschild family. It includes neocon Paul Wolfowitz, who had his own World Bank scandal and had to step down a few years ago when they introduced Robert Zoellick, also, of course, a big globalist minion. Now, if Hillary Clinton were to take the position, that would be key. In other news, we have received the list. It was leaked earlier today. It's on Infowars.com. It's been on DrudgeReport.com as one of the top links. And we know one part of their agenda is, of course, to perpetuate the war in Libya as they look to other regions in the Middle East. That's been part of their long-term plan. Of course, we've just witnessed the Arab Spring with protests, violent protests, crackdowns, all kinds of shifting geopolitical acts of significance in Egypt, Tunisia, Syria, Lebanon, United Arab Emirates, the different parts of the peninsula there. And we know from last year in 2010, they leaked on the official Bilderberg meeting site that there was a discussion of from Obama to the, I don't have it in front of me, I don't have the exact words, but it was about from Obama to the path to the Iranian Revolution, using new social media, including Twitter and other aspects. And we know there's been meetings in the U.S. propping up some of the revolutionaries in that area of the world. And coinciding with that, we really have a powerhouse of the Internet empire here at the meeting. We have among them, excuse me one moment while I consult the list. We have the Facebook co-founder, Chris Hughes. We have also Craig Mundy of Microsoft. There's also the Bilderberg steering member, Peter Thiel. He's the PayPal executive. He's also a big investor in Facebook. Actually, quite interestingly, he also endorsed Ron Paul in 2007. He's a bit of a libertarian, but also a hedge fund manager. And obviously, they're trying to control the online dominion and as well as influence all these social revolutions, particularly in the Middle East. So that's another area to watch as we get more information out of the 2011 meeting. Of course, down on the ground, we've seen an incredible police response crackdown. We've just received reports that they've challenged protesters on the line a few minutes ago. Reports last night that a member of the Italian EU Parliament tried to enter the meeting. He was pushed down and his nose was bloodied. So that's just incredible tyranny. And I think Bilderberg's going to see a Gandhi-like response. But moving on, we have sitting next to me Luke Rudkowski. He's the founder of We Are Change and has been an incredible activist for the past several years. And he, of course, has also, as a part of that, been covering Bilderberg for, what is it, Luke, the past 3 or the past 4 years?
Too many years.
Too many years now. Yeah, we're all deep in the trenches at this point. So I'm going to pass the phone to you, Luke, and tell us some of your observations here and what do you expect to see as the outcome from Bilderberg, not only this year but in the future, as just incredible focus and attention, media attention is put on them, turning around the paradigm, showing who they are. Luke Rudkowski.
I think it's very amazing to see each year how much the media coverage of this event gets bigger and bigger every every year we go on. And right now we are seeing the growth of the alternative media that is covering this Bilderberg group meeting from top to bottom, and it's just amazing seeing not the mainstream media that's controlled by the corporation.